Hi guys, Brad the Builder here. I'm out at Andrew FLAIR'S job site. It's a Sunday afternoon, and a lot of times I like to take this opportunity when I can to come to the jobs when no subs are on site. There's no framers, hammers going around. It gives me a chance to walk through the house without any interruptions and look for any potential problems or things that have gotten missed. These big jobs have a lot of details in the plan, so this allows me to just take my time and walk through the house. So I'll bring you around and show you what work has been gotten completed since we last visited the job site. So let's go take a look and see how it's coming along. So the other day, I was out here, Andrew brought his backhoe, a little mini excavator, and what was nice is that he was able to get a lot of this dirt removed because remember, this here is waterproofed, and we weren't going to waterproof this part of the foundation because that's the front stoop, but he threw me a curveball and an opportunity we saw to make this into a gun safe. So now I have to get the dirt out. We had to wait till the ground thawed, so he was able to come in, get all the dirt out, and now I got my waterproofers. That will be turned all black tar here in the next couple of days. And then I'll show you on top, we framed in that deck. So it's nice having Andrew on call when I need him to do some dirt work. He's pretty good at that. So let's go take a look inside and see what other things that have taken place since last week with the framers. So not much has changed here in the garage. We do have a huge steel beam, and I did the calculation on it. This thing is 72 pounds per foot, and it's 47 feet long. So it calculates out to like 1.6 tons. So that's a big beam. They've tried to lift it the other day and it already bent the framer's boom, so we're coming up with a plan B. We still have to wait for the roof trusses. They're on their way. That's a manufactured product. The house over here is all stick frame, so we're able to get on that right away, and then the garage will catch up. So here's the front porch. As I walk out on, this normally would have been filled full of dirt. You can see how we framed out the edges. This will get waterproofed, and then we'll pour concrete on top. So we will basically have almost like just a small 1.5 inch step into the house. So below here is Andrew's concrete gun safe. Let's walk through the front door. So here we are, big grand entry. We've got the vaulted great room ceiling, big cathedral ceiling in. To bring you up to speed, we had a situation where Andrew and his wife decided to put a see-through fireplace in. We had 2 fireplaces back to back. So that big support beam was coming all the way down to the ground. So I had to get an engineer involved. We then were able to tee it off with a LVL, and now the fireplace will be like a window in your house. You'll see all the way through as you sit in your living room, look outside. So that's been taken care of. Here's his office. We found another opportunity because there's so much volume in the roof, we're able to cathedral his ceiling. So we took his ceiling, instead of being flat, we took it up like this. That adds a nice interest. Those other parts of the house, his great room does that. And then we have these huge, almost floor to ceiling windows. So he'll have fantastic views looking out to the front. If he's sitting in his office, he'll be able to see anybody coming down the lane to his home. Let me walk over here back to the kitchen again. I don't know if you picked up on this. This ceiling has been vaulted up. We will put wood beams inside this ceiling. That will help define the kitchen, because this house is so wide open. All the floors will be the same material, wood floors, but when you see the ceilings and the cabinets, that'll define the kitchen, and then you'll come over into a ceiling here. It's 10 foot tall for his dining room, and that'll be a sliding glass door, big picture window. The views, I wish I lived here. It's unbelievable how far you can see. I bet it's a good 2-3 miles, and there's nothing else, there's no one out, there's no neighbors to look at. He did a fantastic job. Coming around this side is a sliding glass door that will open up and go out to a huge screened in patio. Again, spectacular views out that way. That's south. That's the direction that you want, that nice warm winter sun. That's east, so this will always be shaded. I was here earlier in the week and noticed that when we frame, the framers go pretty hot and heavy trying to get the walls and get the thing enclosed. We're really picky on our pocket doors. We do a 2x6 wall. Most pocket doors are 2x4. I want to go take a look and see if they saw my notes and made any changes. So this pocket door, it works out slick for a bedroom because this is a shared bath for the kids. So right here, you can see I wrote on here 2x6 wall. It's clearly not a 2x6 wall yet. And a lot of times I date these things with my marker. So I'll put a date. They need to add on to this. If you're building a home, it's important that the builder's involved on site. A lot of times you'll meet with the homeowner and builder, and then the builder hands this off to a project manager. I do have a project manager, but I still are actively involved because I design the houses. I'm not an architect, but I play the design architecture type role, so I know every single detail of this house, and it's important to me and to my customers that I come through and constantly make sure what I'm designing is getting done right, but also there's sometimes what we design doesn't always work, or there's better ways to do it. So no different than that front stoop. We made a gun safe. That's a great opportunity that we were able to catch, and I think Andrew's going to love that for the long haul. So let's go take a look downstairs and see what other work has been done. So earlier this week, we were able to get the septic system in. You can't really fully appreciate it right now, but we'll show some video what it looked like. It's underneath these two round circles is a 2,000-gallon holding tank, and then that's what runs from the house to there, and from the 2,000-gallon, those lids runs downhill. You can see the dirt. That's where the laterals are for the septic system. So I'm glad we got that in, because it tears up the road here. It only took 1 day, so it doesn't interrupt the framers. Yeah, basically right underneath this is where all the sewer from the house comes from. And you'll see the green pipe, that is part of it. That'll be probably the clean out. So on the back of the house here, let's come back here. I want to show you what this place looks like from the backyard. It's pretty impressive how we've got the overhangs. That is the main patio. That's all covered. This one over here is off the kitchen dining room is going to be the screened in porch that also is covered. What I'm checking on now is the plumbers were here all week doing their groundwork. We're coming into what Andrew's Four Seasons room. This will be opened up in and out, will be a room for summer, winter, but if it's the summertime, you can open up all these glass doors and walk out to the pool. So this is the pool bathroom. All this piping's not too exciting, but it's in the ground. They did a great job. And as we spin around over here, you'll see right through the middle of the house is the main sewer line. And as we all know, it's got to run downhill. Well, shit's supposed to run downhill, and that's what we got to make sure. So then what the plumbers do at this stage, because we don't have access to water, we're clear out in the country, the inspectors want them to fill these pipes full of water and do a pressure test to see how long it holds to make sure there's no leaks. But we were able to do what we call an air test. They pump this stuff full of air, put a pressure gauge on it to see how long it holds air. That's a little bit more difficult way of measuring, but we passed all those tests. So coming this week, we're going to come in, backfill all this stuff, and if we can make our way over, I want to show you what this gun safe looks like. We now are underneath the front stoop. We had to cut a huge hole. You can see this is a doorway. This foundation was close to 10 inches thick. So when we cut the hole in this thing, a couple guys came in, dropped it all out. But as you can see, didn't plan for this, so we have to deal with this extra dirt. I found a way. We got to dig some of this out because Andrew doesn't want to be able to step up into it, nor do I. So we'll work on that. That's looking good. There's not a whole lot here really that I can do. I'm waiting for the framers and the floor to get poured, but I do notice there's something on the fireplace. We still remember the see-through upstairs. We have a see-through downstairs, and I noticed it's not framed that way. So let's go take a look. What has to happen is we got to cut these, give a load-bearing point across here, open this all up, and we'll set the fireplace. So again, this will be a see-through fireplace for Andrew when you're sitting in the family room downstairs. So let me walk around. I'll show you outside what it will look like when we get the deck on. This now will be all enclosed with the lid, will be a covered deck. We have a covered deck up above, and then this deck will serve as a covered living space down below because we're going to have a swimming pool right off here. So the fireplace will be looking through. We'll have the deck, and you can notice most decks, when people build them, you see the underneath all the floor joists. That's bird nests. It's kind of nasty. So we found a product that we put in what we call like a bladder system. We still frame it the same way, but we put this big rubber membrane that whoop-de-doos in between all the joists collects all the water, and then it runs out to a gutter. That allows us to put can lights, speakers, and it will feel like you're underneath a nice finished roof. So it'll have an awesome look to it. As you can see around here, this will be his Four Seasons room. This would be a big glass door that opens up. So this room will open up into his outdoor living space. That next one over there also goes outside. So this whole area opens up and comes out to his pool. So these big columns we're seeing right here, we're going to wrap those with stone, and I'm in the middle of working with the framers, getting dimensions and sizes. We're going to put great big huge like 12 by 12 cedar posts is what we're thinking right now. And so we have to get those measured exactly, and there's some of the same posts for the front. So I've gone through all that this last weekend or week with Alex the framer. So those little details will start to come together. Right now it's just temporarily shored up. So I hope Andrew likes all this stuff. We've done a lot of little extras with the gun safe. We got the walk-in, well, it's a huge tornado shelter, sports court underneath his garage. We've vaulted the ceilings in his office upstairs. We changed these see-through fireplaces, so you can see, even though we have a plan, it doesn't mean the plan is perfect. We have to work the plan, find ways to make the things better, and see where there's opportunity to make some changes. Okay, guys, I think that was beneficial for me to come out and take a look at the job. This next week, if weather holds, we should be able to get the roof felted, get that finished up, get the Tyvek wrap going around the house, which will allow us to get the windows installed. Some of these windows, we ordered those, I don't know, a good 5 months ago. I believe they're in. So once that gets done, then we'll get our backfill in the basement, get the concrete floors poured, and then we'll continue framing downstairs. All that will probably take a good 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm real happy. I hope Andrew's pleased with this house, and thank you so much for watching.